Dr. Kemi for Kemi Talks Media, Wednesday, the 7th of May, 2025. Let's talk about VDM. This is the latest update that has to do with the EFCC that I want to clarify with you guys on the BBC story. Now, when VDM was arrested, the EFCC was having their weekend off. On Monday morning, Dele Oyewale spoke to the BBC and told the BBC not to air his conversation, keep it off the record. This is the mistake that a lot of PR people do, okay? In journalism and PR, you never tell a journalism that you're off the record when it's a very important case. That journalist can turn against you and turn around and report it because it is for the people to know. Now, when you have stories that have to be transparent, okay, the word is transparent, meaning that the government agency must tell the truth and come forward and tell us what's going on. They can't leave the media in the dark. Journalists will do that. I have done it many times. You'll tell me, don't tell anybody, blah, blah, blah. The only thing you protect is the source. Don't ever give the source's name if somebody gives you something. But if a spokesman for an agency like the EFCC comes to the media and says, we arrested VDM, we're going to charge him, blah, 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 don't yet air it. They tend to do that. Don't air it yet. That's exactly when that news outlet is going to air it. And this is what happened here, because you can see carefully that BBC actually posted this. EFCC talk why them arrest VDM. In other words, the EFCC had confidential talks with the BBC, told them not to air anything yet, but the BBC went ahead and aired it. Now, when I tweeted that the BBC spoke to Dele Oyewale, the EFCC came under my tweet and responded that it's fake news, saying the BBC called it fake news. Now, the next day, they now released a statement that, yes, we have VDM, yes, we're going to charge him, yes, he's doing this and doing that. Doesn't that defeat this fake news that you just put on BBC? Yes, it does. You are liars at the EFCC. You made the BBC look bad, and now the BBC fought back. They posted yesterday, BBC said, BBC stands gidigba for we journalism and the facts where we dey report for this story. We dey committed to impartiality, independent story, and we go continue to they talk truth without fear or favor. Let's stop there. In journalism, you have to report without fear or favor. Impartiality, you have to be committed to that. You have to be independent when you're reporting. You can't come and say you're the spokesman of an agency where there's a big case going on and tell a media outlet that they shouldn't air it yet. And this is what happened here. And BBC said, because we decided to tell the people that VDM was in fact locked up for this and that, you now turned against us and made our story fake news when it wasn't fake news. So BBC goes on to say, the story where they tell around the world, they guided by public interest and they follow highest editorial standards. Pidgin is very hard for me. But what BBC is saying there is that I taught at school for 3 years, 2222 Media Institute. That's my school on Twitter. It's closed now. But this is one of the things I taught my students, okay? You have to be guided by very high editorial standards. And anything that has to do with public interest, you cannot hide. When Oyewale was telling the BBC guy, don't yet air it yet, don't yet put it out there, okay? It's a public interest story. People are all over the internet angry, okay? At GT Bank, at Mercy Chinwo, at EFCC and all that. You now tell them not to air it. Now you turn around and make them look bad, okay? That's what they call propaganda. Okay, so on May 6th yesterday, BBC stood by their story and said it is not fake news. So as you can see, this is the reason, like someone like me, even in retirement, I must speak out in things like this. Because here you go, when VDM comes out, he'll see this. They lied, then they tell the truth, then they lied again. You can't make BBC a foreign outlet. You see why Oyewale did not go to the Nigerian media? Because the Nigerian media is fucked up. He couldn't go to them. He knows what we have here. So he went to the BBC trying to get them to keep it quiet, but they turned around and they put it out there. Okay, Oyewale should know that BBC Pidgin is run by Nigerians. You know what I mean? Look at that. They just disgraced themselves. The EFCC is full of lies. Remember what happened with Hush Puppy? Hush Puppy is going to be extradited to Nigeria. Meanwhile, I was there saying Hush Puppy is going to America. You know what I mean? And they made me look like I was the liar. Hush Puppy ended up going to America, and the Dubai police posted their propaganda video, and you all saw it. So the EFCC is full of lies. Nobody should have any credibility in the EFCC. Don't even believe anything they say because they've messed up. This is a very, very bad PR gaffe. Okay, so bottom line is that the BBC story was not fake. We all know that now.